Yo, good afternoon or evening or whatever. How's everybody doing? Hi, New Vegas. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Move my mic a little closer. Is turn. There we go. There we go. That should be a little better. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Oh, coffee. Oh, so good. Did you hear Right on Time by Meyer? I don't know. Is that one that just played, or are you saying I should listen to it? I think that's on the list. Perhaps. Let's scroll. Oh, no, you're not. Where'd you go? Come on, play nice. Here. If I click on a person, they should go to it. It does not. They wants me to type it in. Ugh, gross. I was looking a minute. My keyboard is way over there. It's way over there. For now, I will move it to shuffle. At least it'll randomize a little better. Okay. I'm doing okay. I mean, it's a day like any other day. Monday. Sorry. All right. What am I doing? Well, I did this little cherry blossom tree, like spur of the moment last time. Yeah, thank you. So we're kind of doing that again today, but expanded. I hope. Maybe we'll see. I'll leave him over here in the corner for inspiration. You. It was a quick and dirty tree. Some of the idea is to do a little scene if I can get away with it, with a cherry tree in it over here or over here. I haven't really decided yet. I'm mocked up over here, but we'll see. And then just kind of go with it and maybe have some water with a reflection underneath, which I've only really done once and I didn't even do the reflections right. So it's going to be a real test of my capabilities. We're going to see how that goes. I got myself a little side palette that I can mix in separately from over here if I need to. We got the little scratch paper so I can test some of the colors on it before I commit them over here. And we're just going to kind of go for it. So we're going to see how it goes. I mean, get right to it too, because I have no idea how long this is going to take. I'd like to get it done today. So let me get a couple options here. So I got some round brushes ready to go. The big boy of mine is back here. Yeah. So I'm just going to take all my round brushes out and have them all sitting here ready. Big stuff down to smaller stuff. I think we should pick out some colors. Some are going to be really, really obvious. Some not so much. So let me grab, I've got my little pipette here. So I can grab some water and put some in a couple of these wells. So let me do that really quick. Hey, a thing went off. What is it? Coffee? Well, I mean, I'm never going to say no to coffee. Thank you, Navega. So good. Turn the music down a little. Right. Add some in the middle, over here, over here. I don't even know how many colors we're going to do just yet. But let me at least get some going so I can play. And we'll do more ornament if we need it. All right, so one, we're definitely going to be using Opera Pink. So I'll grab some of that and we'll get some of that set up in here. And I need to activate my paints. I'm just kind of going in raw. Let me wet them down a little bit at least. I have been wanting to get glow in the dark paints or blacklight glowing ones in paint. Some wooden figurines. Ooh, wooden figurines. That sounds cool. Like those little wooden mannequins that you can get that are kind of simple, or like something more complex with like facial structures and things like that, or not even not even living things. I know I need that. I know I need that. Everything else is going to be experimenting. All right. All right. I'm going to work this up a little bit, get a bunch of it on here. Right. Let's get some pink. It's a nice, rich opera pink color. That'll be nice. Maybe like wooden mushrooms or something, but I probably won't end up doing it because I can't really afford it. But yeah, just imagining it, I guess. I guess, yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, anything is possible. And you could just, if you had a knife, you could go out and get some raw wood and just whittle something down and then paint that if you wanted. Or just take time and slowly get materials a tiny piece at a time where it is affordable. Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, all things are possible, right? I think I'm going to use some of this alizarin crimson from here too. It's a nice, really deep red color. You scrub and get a bunch of it. Put it next to this opera pink. Okay. Scoot that over. Grab more as we need it. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think, like, would you think about getting like glow in the dark acrylic paint that's already made that way? Or maybe like one on Goddess's stream where we saw there's the glow in the dark powder pigment that's meant for resin, but I saw you can put it in a bunch of other medium like acrylic and watercolor as well. That's the one I was interested in. It was like $16 for the powder, and then you need the paint to mix it in, or I guess you just like Goddess and get the paint directly. Hey Goddess, welcome in. Hi. I'm trying to get some colors planned out really quick for a scene. I don't have any art supplies or anything. No way. Well, it's hard to start from nothing, but it's very possible. Here's a running. Yeah, we were talking about you as he came in. Yeah. Vegas was talking about wanting to get glow in the dark paints or black light glowing ones and paint some wooden figurines, which sounds really interesting. You know how it is. Just one part is, do you have any income? And two, can you budget, you know, a little bit of money out to get things a little at a time, or budget it out in bulk so you can do one big bulk order, uh, even if it's minimal, to get just the basics to get started and to play and just see how much you love it, you know? Clearly start cheap with the cheaper stuff so you can test it and try it. And if it doesn't work out, you wouldn't have spent a lot of money, you know? Yeah, maybe one day you can do it. If you want it, you'll do it. Always a way to get some of it, even if it's getting like Facebook Marketplace or something and finding people that are offloading old stuff that they don't need or whatnot, or like, real estate. What were they? Like, not garage sales. I mean, garage sales too, but the ones where estate sales, that's the word I was looking for. or people are just selling stuff um, from someone's house because it was foreclosed or the person died or whatever. Like get the cheap stuff at the dollar stores, yeah, and just have fun. Exactly. Definitely, if you got an itch for something, start small just to get a feel for it, right? And then when you become addicted, you'll know better what you want to look for spending your money on proper, right? Okay. So for cherry blossom trees, I've got copper pink, I've got alizarin crimson, uh, and then for sky, I'm gonna do phthalo blue. So I'll grab some phthalo blue and get that going in one of these. What was that? I just had a follow. Hey, Owl City. Wait, what is it? Owl City Hands? I like it. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for following. My name is Bear. I am barely watercoloring, and it's almost always the case that I'm barely watercoloring at all. Uh, yeah, such a pretty color, the phthalo blue. Love that. It'll do very good sky, and then a little bit of water and it. Okay. What else are we gonna do? I thought, but I'm unsure of that I might want to do some purple as well. But it'd be like a darker purple. So out of my options, I can consider it when I get there, or I can just do it now. Yeah, let's do some now. Let me grab some. Got this cobalt blue violet up here. Grab some of it and put some to the side. I hadn't put any water in there yet, so I'll just put a little. You know, a little extra water. And maybe we'll put some lunar blue in it to give it some texture and make it a little darker. There we go. I'll just have that to the side for emergency use. The palette, and by that I mean the napkin, is beautiful. Oh yeah. No, I notice you really love when I leave my napkin art out, so I try to keep it until I have no more white space left to dry my brush off on. Uh, no, it's super cool. It's really pretty. It's the only place I really let there be mess. I'm too anal and specific about wanting to keep things clean. So it's like the only place where it gets that way, right? Ugh, crazy. I think I'm gonna want some greens as well. But for that, I think I need to start with some yellow. I've got cans of yellow light here, so I'm gonna scrub in it for a minute. And in the meantime, let me I think I can put it down there. Let me grab a bunch of you, put you in here. Okay. And I'll grab the tiniest bit of the phthalo blue and just see how that gets. I think that was a nice green just to start with. Yeah, it's a nice green. Right? And let's think. So you've got tree, sky. Purple is for maybe a little mountain. We can use the phthalo blue as well. Maybe tint it a little green to get some water reflections on the bottom. I think I could probably get some yellow in here as well. Just yellow. Just to have some ready. And then everything else, we're just going to kind of wing it, I think. And hope for the best. I have no idea how this is going to come out. We're going to find out. Heck yeah. Oh, for Goddess. Like I said, for towards Goddess. Yeah, your stream made me want to do it when you were painting with those blacklight paints. They're really gorgeous, right? Have I ever? I might have been. I feel like I did this like a year or so ago, but like I had mentioned before that like I never really was interested in a tattoo before until I saw. Let me see if I can find some really quick. Uh, come now. Get where I want you. Get out of here. Get out of here. Can I please, please stop? Stop. Google, why is your app becoming more garbage than it used to be? Okay. Um, I think tattoo. Once upon a time, I saw. Oh, I hope I find it. Oh, come on. And what I'm trying to look for was a Star Trek style tattoo, but they have blacklight inks for tattoos. And like trying to find it, it's so hard. But like the idea of doing any kind of tattoo that's Star Trek themed that I like a ship or some kind, but it has iridescent ink that under blacklight glows on your skin. And I think that is the coolest idea ever, right? Like, I don't really want a tattoo ever. I wouldn't know where I'd get it, why, but the idea of it being all blacklight tattoo, all blacklight ink, so you don't really see it during the day. Like, it doesn't show anything during the day unless you look really close. But when a blacklight comes out, it just appears. That I think is cool. I like Federation ships a lot, but that idea lends itself really well to like a Romulan warbird, so that like during the day you don't see it, it's cloaked, but when you put a black light out, that's when it lights up. I think that would be such a cool idea. So neat. Yes, it is really cool, though I'd want to know exactly what's in the glow to be injected into my body. Exactly. I mean, clearly they say all of it is non-toxic, but you definitely want to do your research before you commit to something like that. Oh, see, this person's got just like a regular, like Star Trek ships as tattoos. Come on, focus. It never wants to focus when it can see the ground or the tabletop underneath it. Focus. Focus, you jerk. There we go. Whoever that is, just some random dude on the internet. But Star Trek ships like that are so cool. I love the idea of having that. Tricky, hey. Hey. Is that Spock? It is from a distance. It looks like Spock hands. Yes, it is. Wait. Oh, it almost is. That's not quite the Vulcan salute. That's something else, but we'll let it slide. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. We were just talking about glow in the dark paints. And that made me think about glow in the dark ink for tattoos that I've seen before. And I saw a couple examples in the past of people with Star Trek themed tattoos that light up under black light, which I think would be really cool. And it's probably the only way I would ever do a tattoo. Okay, what's happening here? I'm losing my mind. That's one thing. Okay, so I am going to grab some water. I'm going to grab a little bit of the phthalo blue. Okay. And how vibrant is that right now? Not too bad. It's just blue. So wow, that is so dry. Okay. Do I know what I'm doing? God, no. Am I trying it anyway? Yes. Okay. So let's stop there for a second. Let me grab a paper towel. They're now on my desk. I took the folder down. Let me first try to get in here and get some of that down. Okay. So let that dry. Mess with it too much while it's still wet. Nice. You. Heck yeah. Oh, so nice to see you guys hanging out and chat and talking. What are we doing next? I think I can swing some very light purpleness. Let's see. And try. I'm a little worried that that is so purple. Let me make it a little blue. How's that? Oh, that's a little dark. I don't like that. I don't want to go nuts with it. Let's send it out a little bit. I'm here. Are you? Hmm? I don't want to go nuts with that. I just kind of want the suggestion of a mountain back there. Okay. To rinse that out. Okay. I am winging it today like crazy. Forgive me when it sucks. Nice. I'm gonna get some clear water down in this corner because I want an area to do the basics, the background colors of the tree. Okay. Oh, we had some leakage in there. Let's be gentle with that. We're gonna try not to disturb that and turn it into purple. It's very rapidly turning purple on there, so I'm probably gonna have to take that out. Yeah, that just turned purple. Well, it's not too bad for a shadow color. I can probably do that as midtones. Let me get a little bit more pink in it. Uh, why do you always auto jump to forgive when it sucks? Try enjoy when it rocks. It's so hard for me. Oh, it's so hard for me. I just want to be hard on myself, you know? I'm trying to be better about it, but it doesn't always work. Because I don't want to lie and be like, it's going to be great. Because that feels so funny, you know? And I don't know. I know I want to be like you are going to be like the power of positive thinking, and that is beautiful and correct. But that doesn't mean I can jump to that. It's so hard for me. I just, I don't know. I assume the worst in myself, and then I get pleasantly surprised when things work out. I go the opposite direction. You know, I'm so weird. Um, all right, so I just want to get some lighter color in there, and let's do a little bit of the purple tone in a couple spots. It's too much. Okay. Right. I'm gonna stop with that and let that just be pink, just very lightly pink for a bit. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do for the grassy area. Um, I had a thought, and I think I'm gonna need to temporarily switch to my bigger brush here. Let me look at that. Let's grab some water. And first, I'm going to just do some water across this bottom area and go downward with it to like here. And let's do, for the moment, just some of that yellow. And let me lighten that up a lot and start with just a hint of yellow. That's almost too much of a hint. It's almost like there's nothing there. Okay, that helps. Just add a little yellow. Okay. And a little bit more down here, kind of like underpaint yellow, you know? And let's hit a little bit of green from the bottom and bring it up a little bit. Oh, let's see. Not the grassy knoll. Oh, that's beautiful. Those clouds are really good. Thank you. Uh, let's clear this and let's add a little bit of the phthalo blue, I think. Let's my glasses up so I can see what I'm not doing. Yeah, I need more direct blue. Okay. Need clean my brush out. Okay. It's not too terrible. I got a hint of a mountain, hint of snow, hint of sky in the background, a hint of a tree, a hint of the ground, just a lot of hints. But I guess the base layer should be transparent as possible, right? We'll see how it goes. All right. You clean that out. Instead of drying it off directly just yet, I'm gonna let it sit for a second and just kind of mingle. Gives me an opportunity to put my glasses back down so I can read chat if anything has come up. Nope, nothing new yet. I'm gonna snag some more coffee. Blah, what is that? Iron Mouse is online. Yes, he is. Right now, there is a cyclothon going on, a marathon to raise money in Japan for, well, the charity's not in Japan, it's everywhere. I'm going to say it wrong. Is it I should look it up. IDF, not the Israeli Defense Force. IDF charity. Oh, there it is. Immune Deficiency Foundation. That's not going to focus, but the one in the corner. Yeah, it's never going to play nice because it just doesn't want to focus on anything. Anyway, Iron Mouse is a VTuber. She's immunocompromised, but she's a well-known streamer, so she doesn't go out into the world. She can't see people in person. She's so immunocompromised, she can't really be around people unless they're family, right? Or going to the doctor and back. So she's kind of strapped in and she's living a virtual life online, being able to still be out and doing stuff, but virtually with friends and whatnot, right? Well, she's using her platform to be able to push getting donations for the IDF. And her friend Connor, who streams in Japan, every year, the fifth year now, they do a cyclothon where they cycle for 2 weeks, have guests on and whatnot, and they're raising money. So Iron Mouse just went online, and then in a bit, Connor's going to come online, and then they're going to start their cycle for the day. And they go from like 5 o'clock Pacific time, and they go like well past I go to bed and on into the next day. They do, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours or more of just cycling. So kudos to them. But every time it comes around, we jump in and watch a little bit. But then, you know, if we make it our entire day, then we don't get to watch anything else. So, well, that bled up into that. So I'm gonna have to find a way to cover that up. We'll do that in a bit. Probably turn that into background trees or something. Let me go ahead and dry this off. Great. I think, let me grab some more pink and see what I can do to add a little bit of pink in some of these areas. Right, let's grab some of this crimson. Let's throw some in there too, just to shift the color a little bit different. Let me try to bring in some of that because it went a little crazy. All right, we'll come back to that in a minute. Krista, hey, welcome in. I am trying my best to do some kind of scenery with a Sakura or cherry blossom tree to the side. So we're gonna see how it comes out by the time I'm done. Let's see. Let's see about maybe covering up some of this down here with something vaguely tree-like in the distance. Turn this bloom into something kind of like it's meant to be there at least. Hey. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Right. That's it. And think about what it did. All right. I don't want to mess with the sky anymore. I don't want to mess with the mountain anymore. So that's just going to be in the background, at least for now. I've got a little bit of just basic landscape my goal is to make this water, but I think I want to get everything above figured out first so I can figure out what kind of reflections to do when the time comes. So I think I might want to dry this with the pen. Okay. I've got something on my eye. My glasses up. 1 second. There we go. Let me grab my toothbrush. Let's see if I can do a couple of things. Let me clean water and grab some of the opera pink. And I'm gonna try to get some really thick opera pink. Let's do a test. What does that do? Let's see. Okay. Okay. And next, the crimson. Grab a little of that. Mhm. Get that off of my brush and my thumb, because, I always end up with pink on my thumb when I use the toothbrush. And normally I reserve that for white, but I'm just experimenting. Okay. Uh, let's grab a little bit of that crimson that I've got thinned out. Let's manually add a little bit where it might need shadows, especially on the bottom. All right, stop there. Okay. And a little bit of the pink. Okay. Uh, stink. And I don't know what that is. Um, fuck it, let's go for it. Um, let's switch to here's the script brush. Yes, nice amount of script brush. Let's figure out our branch color. So let's go dark brown. Um, I think I can do sepia. Can I add it to this pink and then darken that? Or is that just going to be really ugly? That's just going to have red undertones. It's going to be weird. Let's see. Yeah, it's too thin anyway. New Vegas, the painting's turning out great. Is it? Thank you. I think it needs a lot of darkening, but we'll get there, I think. At least to some degree. The rest of it's just going to be whatever. I'm going to try. All right. So we've got sepia. Is it too thin? I think that might be too thin for some of it. We'll see. Let's get a little more. And maybe some yellow ochre. How's that look? A little too pale. Anything else add to this and just go. Okay. Commit. Okay. I like how that's coming. We grab some of this and send it out. Okay. Okay, let's go crazy. Um, okay, so let's do uh some water and oh, I didn't see. Let's see. Um, are Dollar Tree paintbrushes worth it, or do you think you need to buy something else? Do you think they're worth it? Really, Markline? Uh, I think if you are starting out and wanting to experiment, you should always start with the cheapest stuff first, even if, and especially if it's garbage. And the reason I say that is not just because that's what I did, but starting with the lower quality stuff, one is a nice entry level way to get some base level experience to see if you're interested in committing more time and more money and more effort, right? So I think if you get them with the understanding that they are temporary, then absolutely. And you can go very far with cheaper materials. If you put in the time and the effort and the practice, you can make anything. Professionals can do miracles with cheap materials. It may not be as good as what their normal product is, but for anything that you're going to do, you can absolutely start with the cheapest possible stuff because the most important thing is earning your own investment, right? Once you're hooked, you get to decide to spend money on whatever materials you want. See, now that I'm doing well with the cheap stuff, what happens if I up the quality of the material? Does that make it better? And in most cases, it does. It makes it easier to get the result you're looking for, right? So I definitely think it's worth it to get the cheap stuff to start with. If anything, to get the learning experience and to learn that the cheap stuff may not always work for what you're looking for. And it might. You may find the best quality, cheap quality materials that actually are made by a company that cares and doesn't want to rip people off. And it might be a miracle material for you. So absolutely go with it. All right. Okay. Let's water, halo blue. How dark are we looking? Uh, I guess the better question is, should the water be lighter at the upper part by the shoreline or up close to us? I think up close to us is best. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So let's start with some of it straight up. It is quite strong. We're going in there. Okay, let's get some pink. Ah, I did the thing you're not supposed to do. I put more water on top of something that had less water and it bloomed immediately. Okay, how can I save it? Uh, Pink, train. Okay. I don't think I did reflections well. I still need lots of practice when it comes to water. It's so hard. I did it well one time, and everything after that has just been you know, I am my own worst critic. That's for sure. All right. Water is so hard. Oh, I'm not even the right brush. Let me scoot this around. I'm only at, I did it well one time. I really did. Do you remember the beautiful ocean scene? It was great. It was also a long time ago, and I haven't had a chance to really practice it since then because I've just not thought about it. I should, though. And that was like going with the tutorial as well. Oh, the other problem? This is still wet and I'm trying to do stuff on it. I need to let it dry. Yeah, I need to let it dry. Or make it dry. I can do that. What will you use the toothbrush for? I'm guessing not to brush your teeth? No. I used it a minute ago to try to add a couple little speckles of leaf color up here on top of the tree. I might do more. We'll see. We'll decide that in a bit. All right. So Hello. Oh my god. I'm gonna drown in coffee. Oh, thinking to Vegas. So focused on that, I didn't think to actually drink something. Alright. Uh, let's grab that brush we were just looking at and get some of this green in it. Tiki was using a makeup brush to help make the hairs on a zebra. How? I'm guessing this does the same thing. Oh, I think we're beyond the point of educational purposes. I am well and truly winging it. So I'm just kind of doing random bullshit. We'll see. We'll see what it does. So I'm hoping. I'm just playing. Honestly, at this point, I'm just experimenting with stuff. Oh, that's way too much. I got a ton of yellow on that. It was coming up. That's not what I wanted. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna make things worse the more I mess with it. It's kind of fine the way it was, but I just am adding to it and, you know, making things happen. Maybe not good things, but things, just experimenting. Yeah. What I'm trying to do is live up to my name of barely watercoloring. You can barely call this watercoloring sometimes, but it's okay. That's what the design of the name was on purpose. I know that wasn't going to be perfect. Man, I need to replace this band-aid. Yeah, I scraped the hell out of my finger last Monday, and it's still recovering. So I'm trying to keep it covered so I can heal up with some antibiotic, triple antibiotic on it and everything. When we were getting our new car, it was late. I was tired, and as we were heading back from a part of the building, I stumbled and tripped on the bottom stair of a staircase, and just enough to pitch me forward a little bit where I lost my balance, and I caught myself on the back of my hand on the steps in front of me to stop from truly hitting the ground all the way. And it was enough to just do a gentle little scrape sideways across the top of the finger right there. Enough to where it's ugly to look at, so you don't have to worry about seeing it. You're just seeing a Band-Aid, but it's just, not pretty to look at. Maybe once it totally like almost heals up all the way and I can show scarage, then you can see it. But yeah, that was unpleasant. Thankfully, it really didn't hurt in the moment. It hurt more like as it was healing up. Uh, yeah, but in the moment, it didn't even hurt at all. It didn't even bleed with the first like half an hour, and then it just started trickling slowly. It was kind of crazy. Uh, what now? Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let it dry, and then we can do one thing we can experiment with to make it look better. You to dry it off. Alright. Let's pick on some places that we can scrape. So first things first, I want to fix some of this and give it some kind of line. This might not be even close to dry yet. Yeah, that area needs to dry. But down here, I think I can let me turn this a little bit so I can get to it. Man. Oh. Uh, what happened? Why ouch? Oh, the Band-Aid? I last week when we got the car, after we were there for like 3 or 4 hours, we're right at the end. And as we were like loading stuff from the old car to the new car, we went back inside and I tripped going up some stairs and caught myself on the back of my finger to stop myself from falling all the way, but I scratched up my finger in the process. Thankfully, it's not much. It's just between like, the first knuckle and the fingertip, just a little tiny bit, just almost the complete width of the Band-Aid where the bandage part is, the gauze part. It was that long, right up to the bed of the fingernail and then to the back of it, but it was completely surface. It is those like, when you get a scrape and it's just surface level enough to make it bleed, like it's not deep at all. It's just a little scratch, but it's right at that spot where, all the capillaries are on the end of your finger. So it just bleeds a little bit more. It's a little gross, but it's not bad. I know a lot of people don't like talking about injuries. I think this was very minor. And right now, I have just I'm using an X-Acto blade knife to kind of scrape away the leading edge of some of these little waves to make them look like they got little caps on them. All right. I think that's good enough for tonight. It's a little early, but I am getting tired. And I also don't know that I liked some of this, but I'm just kind of winging some of this stuff. So, yeah, I think that's good enough. The star of the show is supposed to be really the tree, and everything else is just kind of extra. I was gonna do really just one of these again, but bigger. But I realized that wouldn't make for like a whole stream experience, you know? So that's why I kind of tried to do the scene around it. It's okay. It's not perfect, but you know, I keep forgetting it doesn't have to be. You know, if you can see it at least. There's really not a lot going on in the middle here, I realize. I think I wanted this area to be a little thinner, and maybe this tree needs to be a little closer to the water. And it would have looked a little bit more realistic. And I think I needed to darken this little silhouette of a mountain back here because you can barely see it. So it's all stuff to practice on and play more and see how it goes. Like most things from a distance, it looks good. And then the closer you get, all the flaws come out. But the tree part came out kind of cute. I liked how that came out. With landscape, multi-level tends to help, but it was pretty good. Yeah, like multi-tier so that there's faded stuff in the background and then it's a little bit closer and more opaque the closer you get to the screen or to the camera, the viewer. Yeah. The tree came out really cute. I like how it came out. I think I may do it something like this again, but make the tree the focus and make it a tiny bit bigger. Not so much so that I have to be really delicate about the smaller details of it, but it's cute. It's something. Excuse me. Well, yeah, I think that's it for tonight. I'm going to go and get ready to eat. I can smell my other half is making food right now and it's smelling good. I don't know what it is. Something with beans, I forget what. I don't hear fully because I'm a dummy. But I think that is going to be enough for me, everybody. I will be back on Thursday doing what I do not know. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I will try to come up with something. Um, I do have some ideas for stuff to do. I just don't know if it's going to be Thursday, but we'll see. And if it is, then I'll tell you then. Let me not plan something now and then not commit to it. Let me tell you what it is on Thursday. And then at least I'll feel better about what I'm going to do. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I absolutely appreciate you guys. Y'all have a wonderful evening, a great rest of your week, and I will see you on Thursday for more whatever this is. All right, guys. Have a great night. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. 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 Bye.